What's up guys, welcome back for another Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Duel video. The new scrap Link monster was also revealed earlier today, so let's try it out as well, the third one for today. It's actually quite a good card. When I first read it I was like, whoa, this card is definitely solid for the archetype. It has been a couple of years, last that I since played with scraps, but I do know some card interactions. I mean, if you pick it up you have to make sure that, of course, you're knowing like the most standard card combos, right, with your scrap camera and of course your level 4 scrap tuner. Double a scrap golem in the main deck, definitely very solid. But then again, this new scrap Link monster does have a couple of good effects. Like it only needs at least one scrap monster. It has a marker pointing down and I believe pointing left as well. So just in case if you're able to reborn it, right. But the marker pointing down opens up one extra monster zone. Its first effect states that you can basically reborn any scrap monster from your graveyard. But if you use that effect after that, you have to destroy a card on your side of the field. Let's say you reborn a tuner, then, well, I think in perfect situation, you can just destroy the same tuner you just summoned. Maybe you can use a tuner's effect to get something back from your graveyard, potentially like a scrap camera, and then after that, because a scrap monster was destroyed on your side of the field, your scrap Wyvern's second effect will trigger, like same for the field spell, special summoning a scrap monster from your deck, and after that you can destroy another card on the field. So again, on the field this time, so you can potentially destroy a card from your opponent, or if you want, destroy a card on your own. But during this process, you have the option to search out Scrap Golem and, well, destroying another card, leave your Golem on the field, Golem reborn something from your graveyard to get things started. Mind Control is in the main deck, same for the Sky Striker engine. This speaks for itself, right? Due to the fact that your Scrap Link monster only needs one Scrap-oriented, or at least yes, one Scrap monster. The other monster can be basically anything, and that's why the Sky Striker engine is in here. There is only 3 engage at 1 target, being the drones, Hornet drones. But again, up to you if you want to add in 1 extra copy or 1 extra target for engage. To Mind Control, I might bump this up to 3. I was playing it at 3 first, but going second, the card wasn't that great. It's of course much better going first, so it's of course much better going second, right? So anyway, going first this time, using the field spell, and also something that I haven't mentioned yet is the main deck of Scrap Recycler. Scrap Recycler is actually quite good, since again, it's basically an Armageddonite for the archetype, sending either Rosenix or the what is it called, the O-line from your deck to the graveyard, and both of them basically are giving you an extra token on the field, and that opens up. It's basically a 1-card Link summon, right? The Link summon for your scrap Link monster. At the same time, your scrap level 3, your Armageddon, it's level 3, right? Yeah, your Armageddon scrap, you know which one I mean, is also a scrap monster. So basically, because of that one normal summon, you get your engine rolling, and if you add in the field spell, you just gain more pluses, right? Anyway, so Blue Eyes going second this time. That's a problem, especially you seeing here it does have both Ash Blossom, the Blue Eye Synchro, and the Impermanent set. Mind Control is very solid. Called by the Grave, just used on the Ash Blossom, so I can, is it a Scrap Storm, I believe the name is, you know, just destroy your tuner will trigger getting back the camera you just sent to the graveyard, and Golem is special summon thanks to the field spell. Here I was in a very good position until they used Impermanence, and Impermanence just, yeah, stopped me in my tracks, so sadly no reborn and, you know, no popping, etc, etc. No Scrap Dragon fusions or what is it called, Scrap Twin Dragon to eventually or hopefully attack over the Blue Eyes, yeah, the Blue Eyes monster, Blue Eyes Synchro, right? But nope, that wasn't the case. And even though this new Link monster for scraps is superb, it's definitely one of the better Link monsters revealed here in the Link Vrains Pack 2. It's very similar to Magical Musketeers. The Link monster is very solid, has a lot of good effects, definitely helps the older archetype, but it's for scraps, and again, scraps isn't really the most competitive, the best top tier deck, so even though the effect is definitely solid, it's not going to put the deck like on top tier status. Does it need to? No, of course not, but again, you know what I mean, right? It's not going to make this this archetype slash deck like top tier tier 1 meta game. Anyway, going against Thunder Dragons, and this was actually a good combination between both Impermanence and Mind Control, using Mind Control to gain control over the Colossus, I believe the name is. You know which one I mean, right? The Thunder King, and then just get my engine rolling. And thanks to the Field Spell, yeah, Field Spell so good. Special summoning something from the deck and eventually attack for a game. Supply Squad, or Supply, what is it? Is it Supply Unit or Supply Squad? You know which one, you know, the continuous spell that lets you draw a card as soon as a monster is destroyed on your side of the field. I guess it's fine, but I think it's a win more card. I think we're just better off running other cards, more hand traps maybe, or more defensive cards other than Supply Squad. It's basically an extra card for you, comboing off, and then you know you're opening with your only 5 cards. Let's say the Field Spell, let's say your Supply Squad. Then you're left with 3 cards to combo off, right? And then you can't really, at least you have to hope that your opponent doesn't have a hand trap or something to negate or something to interrupt your combos, and that's very dangerous. So I'm not a huge fan of the Supply Squad. Anyway, the Thunder Dragon, is it Titan? I think it's Titan. I guess it's fine, yeah. Top decking Mind Control must be nice. Gaining control of the Thunder Dragon fusion and then just use it to go for game basically, right? And here I forgot that the Scrap level 4 tuner was still negated by Call by the Grave. I can recover the mistake by special summoning level 3 Scrap Goblin, which basically has the same effect. You know, destroy itself or destroyed, or when it's destroyed, just get back something from your graveyard. And then preferably you want to get back your Scrap Chimera. Chimera is basically the debris dragon from the deck. Engage, again, something I like. Engage, it's basically an Ash Blossom bucket. As soon as you activate Engage, it slurps up that the hand traps from your opponent, right? And preferably, of course, their Ash Blossom. That's fine, since now you can use your other stuff, and mainly the Field Spell and your Scrap Wyvern, your Link monster, can actually go through, since they already wasted or used their hand trap, their Ash Blossom. Anyway, this is, I guess, a decent field. Again, the Link monster, the Field Spell as well, Impermanence, but the mask change. It's going to switch momentum and definitely in his favor, using the Diane, I believe, attacking over the Scrap. Yeah, over the Scrap Link monster, and sadly the Field Spell, I wasn't sure about that, but the Field Spell, yep, indeed, only triggers when or at least when a Scrap Dragon or a Scrap monster is being destroyed by card effects, and sadly not by battle. So, yep. This is not good news. Eventually summon Sorceress, Malicious, Phoenix will pop the Field Spell, and that's definitely a problem. You know, is it Orthros? I believe it's Orthros. Orthros, potentially, it's basically just something to special summon and trigger a destruction effect with the Field Spell. I guess that's fine, but yeah, the mask change on Dark Law just seals the deal, right? The nail in the coffin, and the level 9 also, well, the level 9 has that Scrap Dragon effect as well, like target something, destroy something, and I believe bounce back 2 cards from your opponent. Yeah, I think so, right? Maybe I could have played around the Dark Law with that, but then again, as you know, the synchros only trigger when they are destroyed by your opponent's card effect, so not when let's say you use their effect on themselves. Nope, they shouldn't trigger, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Alright, so that would have been much better. Anyway, last example against 6 Samurai is going first this time. I guess this was an okay hand, and setting the Scrap Storm as well, quick play spell card, and because, you know, having the level 4 tuner, using Scrap Storm, it's Scrap Storm, right, the quick play spell, using on it you can just get back Chimera, but the most important thing is to trigger the Link monster during your opponent's turn and let it pop something, right? And here I was kinda lucky, drawing the Edge Blossoms as I wasn't in a good position. I had to pop one of his monsters, well, not Grandmaster, but the other one, since Grandmaster will just trigger, get back itself and giving him an extra warrior on the field. So I had to pop the Kakeki, the yellow 6 Samurai, and the extra draw was an Ash Blossom, so perfect since he had to use United, and Ash Blossom will prevented the draws, right? And now Boral Sword can just finish off the game. So all in all, definitely solid support. I underestimated this card. The last time I played Scraps, it was an okay, it was definitely a fun deck with the Field Spell a couple of years ago, but it lacked something good, and this new Link monster for Scraps traps is superb, but still, the deck has a lot of weaknesses. Interruption, hand traps is definitely something that, yeah, this deck, that kind of kills this deck. So other options you see here in the side deck, I guess the Succession, World Legacy Succession, the Monster Reborn, definitely an option. I'm not sure about Supply Squad or Supply Unit, but it's all up to you, right, if you want to main deck those. Again, like always, feel free to leave suggestions. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching, and feel free to leave a comment or a like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.